Fish. Good fish. Good fish, good fish.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone.
Got one. All right, thank you. Let's go. Chunky little creek bass. Golly, look how fat that thing is. We're out here in steady rain in February, guys, hoping for the best, and that's a good sign. That fish is huge for how small it is. Got big old craw antennas coming out of his gullet and a rebel raider now. I think it's just gonna be too murky for the little swim baits today, but I'm still gonna try to throw them. I just couldn't get bit for the first 30 minutes, so I wanted to try to at least get some fish, see if they're biting. They're biting that raider. Guys, that little sucker is going to be a tank someday. He looks like a 1/12 version of a share lunker. Get another one. Oh, cool. That is a weird colored little sunfish, it looks like. He's like pasty pink, like little sunfish of some kind, guys. Maybe a long ear. He's a raider eater. Got one. Oh, no way. Oh, that was a white bass, guys. That was a white bass. What? We got 3 species that have been interested so far. Fish on the Supaku. What is that? What is that? White bass. That's one that got off earlier. He hit that G-crack swim bait. Y'all saw me throwing that a few videos back. He swiped at it. Guys, I have no clue how this thing got all the way into this little creek, because this creek dumps into another creek, which then goes into a bigger lake around here. And I'm like 20 miles away from where the creek goes into the lake. Maybe not 20, probably like 10 to 15, but a really long way. So I'm not sure how the heck this little guy got it all the way back up into this creek, but that's pretty cool. We're gonna be thankful for every fish that we get on the paddleboard this morning, guys. And that is a sweet little swim bait, guys. That's Supaku Swimmer from G-Crack. It's 3.5 inches long, about 95 centimeters, 1/4 ounce. Swims so good. Slow sink. I got it on 6-pound line. This is pretty much one of the 2 rods that I have today. I got my Dobbin 701C. I got 6-pound fluoro per usual, and that's my Arc Gravity BFS reel. Got one. He must have followed it all the way to the paddleboard, guys. Really small creek bass there on the Flashback Mini. The water's getting a little more cloudy with the rain coming down steady. So I put that little Flashback Mini on with a 2-inch bellows gill on the red tip. Just twitching it, twitching it, twitching it. Pretty little creek bass.
Riders on the storm.
There's one. Another one of those like pink bluegills, guys. Not sure. I think he's a sunfish though. He got the Moondog BFS Mini Stick. Kind of got a pink orange underbelly. 1/16 ounce flashback mini chatter with that BFS Mini Stick wacky rig. Got one. Oh, it's a bass, guys. Decent bass on the Raider. Oh, stay away from there. Yes. All right. I think that might be the bait that they want, because if you remember, that first really fat bass that I caught was on the Raider, and he no doubted that. And I had just fished through there with the wacky chatter and didn't get bit, so he passed up on the chatterbait and he hit the Rebel Raider. So that might be it, guys. You'll have to forgive me for the filming today, guys. It's cold and it's raining, and when I'm on the paddleboard it just makes for kind of difficult filming. But look at that, nice little creek chunk on that Rebel Raider. 1/8 of an ounce, lipless jerkbait or crankbait, however you want to call it. Slow sink on it. Still on my Art Gravity BFS reel with 6-pound fluoro and my Dobbin 701C. Woo! Woo! Rapids on the paddleboard, okay. Fish, good fish, good fish, good fish. Oh my goodness, please stay on. Whoa, good fish on the Raider. No way. Let's go. Come here, buddy. Yes. Wow, excellent. In the rain, guys. I think it's safe to say that is the bait of choice today. That is a nice creek bass. Guys, that was altogether different. He hit that and just completely stopped it. That little 1/8 ounce lipless sinking jerkbait, Rebel Raider, they actually call it a lipless crankbait, but it sinks pretty fast. Got one. Little guy? Yeah. Little guy on the Raider. Some pretty heavy current right there too. There he went. The water temps are coming up, guys, thankfully. He was not freezing cold. The water's probably about 50 right now. Just about consistent with the air temp. Maybe just a little colder, but not frozen anymore, so at least they're chasing moving baits again. It's good to see. Got one. There he is. Decent one too, heck yeah. I knew there were fish in this pool. Let's go. That's a spot. I know from one trip before this that if you go any further that way, it really doesn't amount to much. There's not a whole lot of productive water. So it's about 10 a.m. right now. I'm gonna spend another hour or so fishing this pool right here, because the last time I was here it was much clearer and I could see some good sized bass down there. But that's a pretty spotted bass right there on the Rebel Raider. I'm gonna fish the Raider for a while. If they quit biting it, I'm gonna fish something closer to the bottom, I think, or the little screw head, spy jig, whatever you want to call it. We'll see. Got one, guys. What is that? that? I think that's a white bass again. What the heck? I'm telling you, they are coming from so far away to get up into this creek. That is incredible. You are a long ways from home, little guy. Guys, there's some reference too. That's a pretty small white bass. You're used to seeing ones that are like this big up and down. Still fun nonetheless. He crushed that raider, just completely stopped it. Definitely a species I had no expectations of catching today, especially not here. Got one. What is that? Nice bass. On the drop shot. Guys, I just backlashed the hell out of that reel. I hit a limb, cast on the raider. Didn't even see the limb. It just kind of caught me in the backswing and backlashed it beyond all repair. So good thing I at least brought another rod though. But that's a Ned-sized rage craw. Used to love throwing the full-size rage craws, but that's a Ned-sized rage craw on a number 4 EWG with a 3/32 ounce drop shot tungsten on it. Throwing it on my 7.4 Dobbin Sierra with a Sioux Dark Wolf and 6-pound fluoro. I think I timed that perfect, guys, because if I'd have waited any longer, that water would have muddied. So I caught some fish before the rain blew it out. It's not raining anymore, but the water is completely murkied. I can also tell you it was not any fun paddling back upstream against all of that new current. That sucked, but it was worth it. So that was a trip where the timing really did just kind of work out in my favor. Woke up this morning, it was actively raining, but it wasn't like a gully washer, so I figured I'd still go out and try to fish the creek. When I got there, water was still clear, so I was happy about that. Started whipping around all kinds of different baits, and I'm really happy that I ended up buying a chartreuse and blue-backed Rebel Raider, because that is what the bigger bass wanted today. I did catch one nice one and a few more on that Raider, and it probably is what produced the most fish today. And with that rain today, guys, it had that really clean, clear creek, just muddied enough to where they wouldn't really eat those swim baits that I was throwing. I threw the FOF micro around for a little while, but like I said, just a little too murkied. And I actually did catch a white bass, of all things, in a creek on that G-Crack Supaku Swimmer. When it really warms up and those big fish get active again, that thing is gonna be absolutely lethal in the creeks, guys. Just right along with my Era Tiny Glide. Those are gonna be a killer 1-2 punch. Also, with the help of a couple of my subscribers and watching a RAR video on the ARC BFS reel, I finally have the brake settings dialed in on this thing. So what I was missing is that this thing has external brakes on the outside. It also has internal brakes on that inductor cup. It's got 3 different settings. So you have a bunch of different brake settings that you can adjust based on what you're trying to do. It comes out of the box on number 1. And that was my problem, guys, because setting number 1 is meant for like super light lures, making delicate, accurate casts. And I was trying to power fish with it, you know, really winging baits out there, like into the wind, into crosswind and stuff like that. And with my thumb on the spool, I was able to, you know, kind of get by with it. So what's gonna help me the most in the style of like power fishing that I do, I took that inductor cup, pushed it in, rotated it to the 2nd setting. That's gonna provide more braking, like when I really whip baits like into the wind or into crosswinds, and it's gonna allow me to do that without it over spooling and backlashing. So with that on number 2, and then just kind of fine tuning the external brakes, this thing is going to rip those little 1/16 ounce jigs and stuff that I like to throw around. So I'm super happy that I learned that, and thank you to everybody that helped me with that. Thanks to RAR for putting that video out and showing everybody how to adjust those as well. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like for me. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, guys. Talk with me down in the comments below. Check out the playlist that I leave in the pinned comment. Share this to a finesse loving friend, and y'all take her easy. We'll catch you on the next one.